Lola wasn't kidding about the storm picking up. Is someone living here?
Vermutlich.
That sky is bad news. Hello? Anybody home? No answer. And wouldn't you know it, it's locked. Good thing I've got these lockpicks. Oh!
Can I help you with something?
My companions and I need a place to ride out the storm. We thought this house was abandoned.
Well, it's not. But how many are ye?
There's 6 of us. That's our wagon back there on the road.
Well then, go fetch 'em.
You're sure?
I won't have ye blow away on me porch. And you'll be keeping an old man company. So long as you're not bandits or thieves, are ye?
No, sir. We're fortune seekers. Of an honest sort.
Then we'll be getting along just fine. Now, get your folk in here quick, before we all get whisked to Kingdom Come.
Kingdom Come.
Appreciate you letting us
More.
ride out the storm in here, sir. Mighty good of you.
Ah, of course. As I told your mate, I'm glad for the company. Welcome to me home. I'm Captain Philip Boylan.
Pleasure's all ours. I'm Jake Ackerman. And this is Miss Leger, Mr. Luo, Mr. Marquez, Ms. Redbird, and Miss Johnson.
Fine-looking crew, sure. And not to worry, there's plenty of space here. I've a spare room upstairs and a settee in the library.
So, Captain Boylan, would that be a sea captain?
Aye.
We're a long way from water. What brought you out here?
There'll be time for trading tales soon enough. For now, I'll be needing some assistance. I was about to start supper. Seeing as I'm setting extra places, I could use a couple more hands.
I'd be glad to help.
As would I.
Ah, grand.
Could you use another?
Sure. All right, shall we? The rest of ye, make yourselves at home. I'll sound the gong when supper's ready.
Wir könnten jetzt wahrscheinlich laufen und
Excellent work, galley crew. We'll be feasting within the hour.
You're fortunate to be so well provisioned. We recently visited a community that was having trouble with their crops. I hope they have enough stored to last the winter.
So, Captain,
Aye?
where did all these potatoes come from?
Suppose the dust was kicking up already when ye arrived, so ye didn't see. They're from me own fields, just yonder.
You're a farmer then?
Just an old retired sea dog making do. I just thank God me crops have fared so well.
Captain, I was wondering,
Aye?
where did you get that gong?
Oh, that were a gift from an old friend who spent a few years sailing out of Shanghai. Is that from whereabouts ye hail yourself, Mr. Luo?
Me? Oh, no. That is, my parents came over from China, though I'm not sure where exactly. They never talk much about it. But my brother and I were both born in El Presidio.
Ah,
So have you ever been to China?
No. I hope to go someday, though. Maybe I can convince Jake to take his show overseas once this trip's over.
Maybe. Stranger things have happened. How come your parents didn't tell you where they came from?
They don't like talking about their old lives. I eventually gave up asking.
Such a shame. I never knew where my parents came from either.
well, the important thing is we're enjoying each other's company right here and now.
Right.
Well, this should be plenty, thank ye. Why not go rest up? I'll sound the gong when supper's ready.
That was lovely. What an interesting life he's led.
I bet he's got as many stories as Jake. Now, speaking of which, I better go find him.
I'm going to look in the library. See you at dinner.
A painting of a harbor. I feel like I've seen this somewhere before. That probably goes to a closet or a basement or something.
Abgeschlossen.
An impressive weapon.
Ist wahrscheinlich irgendein
It seems the good captain is an avid reader.
No kidding.
ist eine Falle oder so. Ach du Gott. Sind alles Sachen zu angucken.
Admiring the captain's collection?
I am. Such curious objects.
Quite a collection, huh?
You know, Dr. Sedgwick was also fond of collecting. Not like this, though. Mostly things like medical diagrams, antique surgical implements, and wax anatomical models. When I was young, I used to go into his office to sneak peeks at the old books that had illustrations of people showing different afflictions. Pustules and lesions, scrofula, all the venereal diseases at once, that sort of thing. They were kind of horrifying, but also strangely fascinating.
Why, Nadine, you absolute scamp.
Ist ein Scam? Okay. Geh mal hoch.
The plaque says the Corunna. Oh, that's interesting. There's a little model sailor that looks kind of like Captain Boylan. Hey, I've seen this sort of thing before. I believe it's called scrimshaw. It's got an old sailing ship on it. It's been carved with a whale design. It's got a seabird on it, a pelican, I think. Someone carved a lighthouse onto this.
Okay.
A ship in a dense fog. This is the water closet. Miss Johnson, there you are.
Yep,
Can you see anything through that spyglass?
just the wagon. Wanted to make sure it's standing up to the storm.
And is it?
Seems to be. Excuse me, won't you?
I can just make out the wagon through the dust. At least it hasn't blown away. I shouldn't be snooping around. Not without a good reason, anyway.
Okay, ich glaube, da ist da noch was.
I shouldn't. Finely carved. Must be quality craftsmanship. A musty-smelling mess of laundry. Can't see much aside from the wagon parked down there.
Warte mal.
It's empty.
Okay.
Wasted no time making yourself comfortable, I see.
My back's been acting up lately, you know? Truth is, it's been a while since I was out on the road like this, camping with only a bedroll every night. Guess I got used to inns and soft mattresses. And there's a decent bed in the show wagon. Now, it ain't like I've gone soft or nothing, just, you know, showing my old bones some love.
Oh, das Essen.
I can't remember the last time this table was so full. How are ye finding the fare?
Not bad.
Most
Alle schlafen
satisfactory.
jetzt ein, pass auf. Er isst nicht.
The very soul of rustic simplicity. Quite simple and, unadorned.
And no adornment needed. My compliments to the kitchen. But then I'm not exactly impartial.
In any case, it's been a real pleasure having a proper meal at a table.
Been roughing it then?
And how? A campfire don't compare to this.
Where are ye folks headed?
El Presidio.
Ah, I used to sail out of there.
Have you by chance heard of Dr. Bennett Clark?
I can't say the name rings a bell. Is he a friend of yours?
No, he's really of no relevance. Can't imagine why Miss Leger would bring him up. You said you sailed from El Presidio, Captain Boylan?
Aye, for many a year. I used to captain a whaler.
No kidding. You must have some stories.
A fair few. I could tell ye about the largest beast we ever snared. The one what took me leg.
Go on then, tell us.
It was back in 25. We was circling a lagoon off the coast of New Spain. We were on the point of giving up, when suddenly, a great monster breaches off the port bow. She was the biggest I'd ever seen. I shouted the order to launch the whaleboats in pursuit. Me men put all their backs and all their hearts into rowing, and soon we was on her. All around, the water was churning white with foam. The beast surfaced again so close, we nearly capsized. But the harpooner had steady legs, and a steadier aim on him, and he struck true. Then, the battle began. Oh, how she thrashed and reared. Somehow, the rope got wrapped round me leg and pulled and tore almost clean through. I thought I was a goner for sure, but it wasn't over yet. At last, the beast tired out. We hauled her in just as it was getting dark. Cutting her up was no easy job. She was 50 foot if she was an inch. Got a good sum for all that oil and blubber. But it wasn't only the whale went under the knife that night. Doc cut me up too. Taking care of what little was left of me leg by that point. Saved me life.
Quite a tale.
That poor creature.
I doubt you'd feel that way if you met one yourself, missy.
How about we just finish our dinner? If anybody has an appetite left after that story.
Aye, fair enough.
Oh, jetzt ist er doch. Okay.
Now, that was a fine meal. And a fine meal should be followed by some fine rum and conversation. Would ye care to join me in the library?
That sounds like a perfect way to pass the evening.
I'm going to retire. Sounds like the storm's died down, so I'm bunking in the wagon.
You sure that's a good idea, Miss Johnson?
I'm sure. See y'all bright and early.
Harley, a word?
What is it?
Captain Boylan's a friendly feller, but you were a mite loose-lipped at dinner, if I may say. We don't need every Tom, Dick, and Harry knowing about our search for Clark's money.
Suppose I was. It won't happen again.
Glad we're on the same page. Now let's go join the party.
Oh, das wird auch kompliziert mit ihm.
Sure you won't have some rum, Miss Redbird?
I'm sure. Thank you.
And for you, Miss Leger.
Nein.
You can spare me a pour as well, Captain.
Aye, fair enough. A toast to new friends.
Cheers! Damn, where'd you say this stuff came from?
A gift from an old friend in Barbados. Best rum in the world, in my opinion. Got plenty more in me cellar. You're welcome to it. Now then, Mr. Marquez, I had a question for ye.
I may have an answer.
Am I mistaken, or are ye of the new Spanish persuasion?
I am, yes.
Ha ha ha! Grand! I'd like ye to have this. She belonged to an old friend of mine. New Spanish, like yourself. He used to play the most beautiful music. He left her to me when he died, but I always felt she should return to her proper home, as it were.
I am honored.
Suppose I ought to have asked if you play.
In fact, I do. A little bit, anyway.
Go on, then. Give us a song.
Very well, but let me tune her first.
Das ist ein schönes Geschenk.
That should do. Now, let's see if I remember.
Goodness, that was beautiful. Where did you learn that?
Thank you, Harley. I had a tutor as a child. My father insisted I learn to play something, so I chose the guitar.
Well, ain't you just full of surprises?
I think this calls for another round.
Here, here.
It's been a grand evening, but this old salt needs his beauty sleep. Stay up late as he like. All I ask is he not disturb me in me quarters. I'm not a light sleeper, but I can be a right bastard when startled.
I promise we'll steer clear and tiptoe quieter than the angels. Good night, Captain.
See y'all in the morning.
Don't know about you folks, but I ain't ready to bed down just yet.
Yes, the night is still young.
What say we have a couple more rounds?
The rum's all gone, though.
Captain Boylan said he had more in the cellar.
I'll just go fetch a bottle or two.
Irgendwas entdecken sie jetzt.
Oh, bad news. Cellar's locked.
Oh, chingada.
Guess the party's over, then?
Not necessarily. Harley, would you be so kind as to apply your skills to our little problem?
Sure, I can get that door open. I've still got my lockpicks, so it'll be a cinch.
Atta girl. Let us know when you done it.
Irgendwas entdecken wir jetzt. Irgendwas entdecken. Ich nehme mal was mit hier.
This could be useful.
So. Circa eine Viertelstunde. Ist langsam Schlafzeit an. Die letzten Tage sind doch recht anstrengend. Durch frühes Aufstehen. So, warte mal. Wir haben jetzt so ein Schloss, nicht so ein Schloss, 4. Schlüssel bleibt ruhig, der Diamant leuchtet, dreht sich einmal nach oben und dann dreimal nach unten. Es ist so eins, ja. Schlüssel bleibt ruhig, der Diamant leuchtet, dreht sich einmal nach oben und dann einmal nach unten.
Shouldn't be too tricky. I've seen this kind of lock plenty of times. Shouldn't be too... Shouldn't be too... What's wrong with me today? Good thing I wrote those notes in my journal.
Ja, aber es hat ja nicht geklappt. Der Schlüssel bleibt ruhig. Ach so.
Shouldn't be too tricky. Well, I'll be.
Ah.
Jake? Phil? I got it.
Nice work, Harley. Now let's go get that rum.
Das sieht nicht gut aus. Da ist irgendwas links.
I cannot see a thing down here.
How about we light that wall lamp?
This will help us see down here if we can light it.
Oh, hier ist irgendwas ganz Schmuddeliges drin.
Ah. Wonder how Lola's doing out there. I shouldn't be snooping around. Not without a good reason, anyway. I shouldn't be snooping around. I shouldn't. Don't mind if I do.
Okay, wir haben Feuerzeug, wir haben Streichholz. Hier ist irgendwas Schlimmes unten drin.
Much better.
Now, about that rum.
What was that?
Sounded like the captain's voice. Come on. You heard it too, huh?
Yes, it came from upstairs, I think.
It sounded like Captain Boylan, but aren't his quarters on this floor?
I thought the same.
Perhaps we should go see if he's all right.
Yep, you and Miss Redbird check the spare room, Danny and I'll check the bedroom. Harley, you look in the captain's quarters. We ain't got time to lose.
So, die sind da unten.
I shouldn't. This door goes into the captain's quarters. Odd. Captain Boylan's not here. Where could he have gone? The captain won't miss this for now. There's an old book in here. A journal. Better take it. A set of
gleich rein.
keys. One of them must unlock the cellar. No need to worry about that anymore, though. Can't really see anything in here. Looks like a sea bunk. Guess old habits die hard. There's not much in here. I guess Captain Boylan didn't care much for writing. Here's an interesting passage.
Fisher landed another whale today on his first shot. I asked him how he managed it. Turns out he's been tying his wife's kerchief to the harpoon handle. Swears it brings luck and improves his aim. Ah, to be young and in love.
The storm has eased up some. Can't really see. The captain still has some old country pride. I shouldn't be. The others are looking upstairs.
Ist noch was drin, ja?
An old oak wardrobe. Can't really see. Hang on. What's this? There's a small switch in the back. Well, I'll be damned.
Oh,
Captain,
ist gestürzt.
you're still breathing, thank God. Hang on, I'll get help.
He appears to be fine physically, but he seems to be in some sort of trance.
A trance? How do you mean?
His eyes are open, but he's not really awake. He's gone within himself. I've seen people do this voluntarily, to meditate or relive certain memories, but Captain Boylan seems trapped.
Is there anything we can do?
I'm not entirely sure. Did he say anything when you found him, Harley?
Not a word.
I'm at a loss. Something brought this on, but what?
Could it have something to do with this room? If he went to the trouble of building a secret passage, it must have some significance to him.
That's a very good point. I would say this place is a sanctuary.
But from what? The man lives alone in the desert already. What's he need a secret sanctuary for?
Look, on the wall there.
It's a sketch of Captain Boylan with 5 other men. His crew, maybe? There's a signature. A. Cranach.
Cranach! God forgive me.
Captain, can you hear me?
The doom? The doom!
What doom? What do you mean?
I came from nowhere. I ought to have taken heed. I ought to have let it take me.
Captain? Captain? He's unresponsive again.
Poor man. It's clear he's suffering.
I only wish I could diagnose the cause.
I think I have an idea.
Yes?
That chair, the way it's positioned, facing that sketch, this room being hidden, I think something happened to those men. Something bad. And I think the captain blames himself for it. He probably comes in here to punish himself.
Oh, how you figure that?
Because, well, call it a hunch.
I don't know. Seems kind of far-fetched, don't it?
Not entirely. I've read some of the new theories about the study of the mind. A particularly traumatic event may have shaken Captain Boylan's sanity.
So, he has gone mad?
Yes, but he may not be beyond help. We could try to reach him. I could try a form of hypnosis.
Oh, sure. That's where you get him to cluck like a chicken, right?
Not at all. It means he would be calmed and put into a receptive state. Then we could speak directly with his unconscious mind. But to have the best chance, we would have to recreate the environment he's experiencing as accurately as possible.
Recreate the environment? Just how do you propose we do that?
We must each take on a role.
Oh, you mean like play acting?
Something like that. If we can each convincingly assume the identities of the men in that sketch, the captain may feel they are truly here with him. His fantasy will become clear, and we'll be able to guide him through and out of it.
Sounds just crazy enough to work.
But we know nothing about these men, aside from what they look like.
Which means we need to find out more. The more details we have, the better.
Then let's put this show together. Harley, you're good at finding things. See if Captain Boylan had a diary or something.
All right, I'm on it.
Ja. Das ist, glaube ich, eine gute Sache fürs nächste Mal. Ne? Wie gesagt, die letzten Tage sind sehr kurzschläfrig und sehr anstrengend. Ne? Ich habe ja da so Vernehmungen und allem drum und dran. Viel zu klären, viel Stress. Kein schlechter oder negativer Stress, aber einfach zu tun. Und ich möchte jetzt langsam in die Falle erstmal, weil die Nacht nur 4 Stunden geschlafen. Zudem ist es hier eine gute Stelle, hier aufzuhören, weil wir uns dann beim nächsten Mal hier, was wahrscheinlich nächste Woche dann sein wird, Montag oder so, wunderbar konzentrieren können auf etwas nachzustellen, was seinen ehemaligen Kumpels, Kameraden auf hoher See passiert ist und wofür er sich wahrscheinlich verantwortlich zeichnet. In diesem Sinne, vielen Dank fürs Zusehen. Wir sehen uns morgen Abend wieder, wie schon angekündigt, mit Heinrich, ne, mit dem Herrn Böhmermann. Und übermorgen werden wir dann weiter mit die Ebbingen weitermachen, am Samstag. Schlaf gut, träumt was Schönes, habt noch einen schönen Freitag. Möge er entspannt sein und möget ihr ihn schnell vorüber bekommen, damit das dann ins Wochenende startet. In diesem Sinne, bis dahin. Euer Firefox.